Ukrainian drones threw a Black Friday for Russian marketplaces, and not just them. On the morning of July 24th, St. Petersburg and the Leningrad region were attacked by drones. While Governor Beglov cheerfully reports that the attack attempt was stopped, residents of Novosaratovka are watching a giant torch at the site of the Wildberries warehouse. The scale of the destruction speaks for itself. Russians have once again lost millions of rubles because of the war started by Putin. Meanwhile, there's chaos at Pulkovo. More than 50 flights have been delayed, the skies closed, and the region's logistics are sending their warm regards. All this and more in the following KSNUA report.
When I woke up this morning, I saw this. I'm still shaken. I think that's the Wildberries warehouse burning in St. Petersburg.
There it is! Alright, go ahead and watch. There's gonna be an explosion. There are barely any of them left with rockets over there.
Nah, I just can't take this anymore. You know, all my goods were in the Wildberries warehouses, and they all burned down. This just isn't fair.
The strike hit not just the warehouses, but the very artery of Russian retail in the northwest. The first target was Shisheri. That's over 100,000 square meters, which had just been restored after the last fire. And now they're at the center of it all again. The second target is even bigger, Utkine Zavad in Novosaratovka. It's a Class A logistics giant, covering 210,000 square meters. Since not only Wildberries, but also dozens of other tenants are based there, the scale of problems for Russian business could turn out to be much greater. The region's logistics are simply knocked out.
First, you go to kindergarten, then you go to school, to college, then you work your whole life, and then you start to wonder, what was it all for?
You see, even men are saying they don't cry anymore. But you know, in this situation, it's just really hard. You're an entrepreneur. You have obligations to the factory, the seamstresses, the plant, and, you know, to the banks. It's just a ton of obligations as an entrepreneur. And, you know, it's so hard. It's hard to even imagine it now.
Wildberries stopped being just a marketplace a long time ago. For the aggressor, it's a convenient dual-purpose supermarket. Through these giant hubs, streams of tactical gear flowed non-stop. Bulletproof vests, thermal imagers, radios. All the things that Russian volunteers and the Ministry of Defense were buying for the war. That's why these nighttime fires aren't just losses for private business. They're a direct severing of logistical arteries. Now, instead of military supplies, only ashes might make it to the front. But it didn't stop with St. Petersburg. In Kirov, Flamingo missiles paid a visit to the Aviate factory. Yes, that's right. It's over 1,000 kilometers from the border, in case anyone still believes in the impenetrable dome around Russia's strategic sites.
What's happening? Oh my goodness. Oh dear, oh dear.
Look, Wildberries is on fire over there. I'm out on the toll road. It's burning hard. It's the biggest warehouse in St. Petersburg. The air defense was firing. All the air defense systems were working, but 7 of them got through all the warehouses and hit Wildberries directly. Wildberries was going under. By now, everyone across Russia gets what's going on with Wildberries. They're destroying it.
So, what now? Our remaining stock is burning out in Shisheri. In just 1 week, we lost everything we had in the Wildberries warehouses. Now, for sure, only our own warehouse from here on out.
We've never had a tougher enemy than the Ukrainians. Not even the Germans compare. The fascists and all the rest. They fight hard and relentlessly.
So analysts suggest that after the attack on the Aviate plant, there may be a significant number of casualties among the staff, since the occupiers likely did not evacuate the workers. We're talking about specialists who are a direct part of Russia's terrorist machine. This plant is not just a workshop, it's a critical link in the production of deadly weapons. It's here that they manufacture anti-aircraft guided missiles and components for the engines of Kh-101 and Kh-59 missiles, which the enemy uses to attack Ukrainian cities every day. In addition, the Enterprise services ejection seats for Su-34 and Su-57 fighter jets. And of course, Crimea, the occupied peninsula, is once again shaken by the cannonade of Ukrainian drones. This time, a fiery greeting landed at the Wildberries sorting center in Simferopol. This facility is a symbol of the occupation business. It was opened after the start of the full-scale invasion. It became the main logistics hub through which everything was pumped into the peninsula, from household odds and ends to military supplies. Now it's on fire. The company has already confirmed the urgent evacuation of personnel. The occupiers' logistics in Crimea have officially switched to self-destruction mode. Today, instead of tactical gear and rocket engines, the occupiers received ashes and losses that can't be hidden. War inevitably returns to where it came from, and this process can no longer be stopped. And what do you think? Which strategic enemy target will be next? Share your thoughts in the comments. Follow the news with tsn.ua, take care of yourselves, and see you next time.